A human soldier was given a tiny alien woman as a reward. The war had ended. Finally, after months of bloodshed on the shattered moons of Kareth, the human battalion under Commander Elias Tren stood victorious. The final enemy stronghold had fallen, and the remnants of the alien resistance, the Oyari, had surrendered under white banners and glowing stones of peace. Elias sat alone near the edge of a crater, his armor cracked and his body exhausted. The battlefield was quiet now, just a slow hum of repaired drones and a rustle of alien wind across burned soil. Then came the delegation. From the core city of the Oyari floated a golden transport, unlike any vessel Elias had seen. Sleek, silent, organic, and from it stepped elders wrapped in flowing robes of shimmering crystal. They bowed to Elias, their heads low, their words slow and reverent. "You saved not only your kind," the elders spoke in a voice like ringing wind chimes, "but ours. You spared our water carriers, our young, our fields. You fought fiercely but did not slaughter." Elias looked away. "I did what I had to." They nodded. "And so," the elder continued, "we offer you our thanks, a personal gift. She has chosen you herself." Elias blinked. From behind the elders emerged a tiny figure. She was no taller than his forearm, with skin like polished silver and eyes like twin galaxies. Her hair floated weightlessly, a cascade of violet threads. Dressed in ceremonial cloth with patterns that shimmered and shifted like a living dream, the little alien woman stepped forward, stopping at his boot. She looked up. "I am Tali," she said, "and I am yours if you'll have me." Elias stared in disbelief. "You're what?" "I am your reward," she said calmly. "My people gift me to you. I am a companion of honor. My bond is for life." He knelt slowly, leveling his eyes with hers. "You chose this." She nodded once. "You did not burn our roots. You saved my mother's nest. I saw you carry the wounded, ours and yours. That is enough." "I didn't do it for reward," he muttered. "I know," she whispered. "That's why I came." The next few days were strange. Tali now lived in a tiny glass case, modified from a communications cube, that Elias had rigged into a portable habitat. It had cushions, heating coils, and nutrient orbs. She insisted on walking herself, and every time he tried to carry her, she swatted his fingers with a tiny crystal rod. "I'm not a pet," she'd say. "I am companion class, not a toy." He learned quickly she was intelligent, sharp. Her voice, though small, carried wit and judgment like a seasoned soldier. Tali spoke 8 languages, recited old Oyari poems from memory, and once beat Elias in 3 straight games of human chess using alien rules she made up on the spot. And yet, when they weren't arguing about protocol or the temperature of a cube, they sat in silence, Elias staring at the stars, and Tali sitting on the edge of his shoulder, her legs swinging like a child's. "You humans," she murmured once, "feel everything so loudly." He smirked. "You make it sound like a flaw." "It's terrifying," she said, "and beautiful." Weeks passed. Elias returned to Earth. Tali stayed with him. Of course. It took effort convincing the border inspectors that she wasn't a weapon, spy, or genetically engineered drone. But once it was sorted, they moved into a small home near the sea. And there, something shifted. It began one evening when Elias was cleaning his prosthetic arm, the one blown off during the siege of Kareth Prime. He sat in silence, his gaze lost in the gaps between metal and memory. Tali walked up the length of his shoulder, sat cross-legged near his collarbone, and said softly, "You never talk about that day. There's nothing to say. You lost half your company." "I know." She pressed her tiny palm to his neck. "You didn't cry at the memorial." "I don't cry." She was silent for a while. Then, "I do." He looked at her. "I cried when I saw my home burning," she said. "I cried when I thought my mother was dead. I cried again when I woke up in your cube for the first time, wondering if I made a mistake. Why didn't you tell me?" "You don't ask," she said simply. Elias reached up. For once, she didn't stop him. He cupped her gently in his palm, and she leaned against his thumb like it was a mountain. "I'm asking now," he whispered. And she told him. Months passed. Somewhere in the middle of spring, Tali declared, "I want to grow." Elias looked confused. "Grow? How?" "Our bodies are capable of temporary morphic growth," she explained. "But it requires time, nutrients, and a bond." "Bond?" She turned to him, her voice trembling for once. "A deep connection. Emotional, not just ceremonial. One where both parties agree to share more than space or duty." "You mean love?" She looked away. "You're a human. You say that word so easily." "I don't say it lightly," he replied. She turned back, her eyes wet. "Then say it." Elias inhaled slowly. "Tali," he said, "I don't know how or when it happened, but yes, I love you." A soft light shimmered around her. Her skin pulsed with tiny ripples of silver fire. "Then I will grow," she said. Over the following weeks, Tali changed. She slept in a nutrient chamber Elias helped build, drawing on complex Oyari biology and tech he didn't fully understand. Her body stretched, evolved, becoming taller, stronger, more humanoid. By the end of the transformation, she stood at Elias's waist, no longer palm-sized, but still small and graceful. Her face was the same, but her presence was different, more woman than fairy. Her voice deeper, her eyes softer. "I still feel like me," she said one morning, wrapping a silken robe around her now larger form. "You still are," Elias whispered. They kissed for the first time that night, and nothing about it felt alien. 1 year later, on the anniversary of the peace, the Oyari Council visited Earth. They asked to see Elias again, and when they saw Tali, grown, bonded, standing proudly beside him, they fell silent in awe. The elder who had once presented her as a gift now bowed low. "We never expected this." "She chose me," Elias said. "I didn't ask for it, but now I choose her too." Tali smiled. "I wasn't given," she said softly. "I gave myself." And the universe, which once knew only war between their peoples, now bore witness to something else. A quiet kind of love, unlikely, beautiful, and eternal.